In the 3rd century, a student named Emilius is begging his teacher for a favor, and the old man keeps saying no. The favor is simple. Sit for a portrait. Let a painter capture your face so the world will remember it. He refuses, not out of modesty, but out of something far stranger. Isn't it enough, he asks, that I have to carry around the image nature has already wrapped me in? Must I leave behind an image of the image? He means his body. He means the face you want to paint is already a copy of something. Why make a copy of a copy? Stolen from the man who thought faces were beside the point. Here's why that matters. This same man, who would not leave behind a picture, claimed to have reached something that cannot be pictured, described, or even properly named. And unlike almost anyone who has ever claimed such a thing, he left instructions. We don't actually know where he was born. He refused his entire life to discuss his parents, his birthplace, even his birthday. His own student had to pin down the year by counting backwards from his death, landing on about 205. At 27, the passion for philosophy caught him. He went hunting through Alexandria for a teacher and came away from every lecture discouraged. Then a friend, sensing what he was really after, sent him to a man named Oneness. Plotinus sat through a single lecture and turned to his companion. This was the man I was looking for. He stayed 11 years. At 38, he joined the Emperor Gordian's army as it marched on Persia, because he wanted to reach the wisdom of the Persians and the Indians for himself. Gordian was killed in Mesopotamia. Plotinus escaped with great difficulty to Antioch. At 40, he settled in Rome and stayed 26 years. He wrote nothing for the first decade, just talked. What he eventually set down, his student Porphyry gathered and arranged into 6 sets of 9. Ennead, 9, the Enneads. And Porphyry chose what to put last. Hold on to that. Start with what the one is not. It is not the universe. It is not everything. It is not the sum of all things or the web that connects them. And this is precisely where the modern word oneness quietly parts company with him. His cosmos has levels. Out of the one overflows nous, intellect, the realm of the forms, the all, everything at once. Out of nous, soul. Out of soul, the world we live in. So look carefully at where all is one actually lands on that map. The totality is the second level. Intellect already is the vision of all things as one. And Plotinus is adamant that the one is not that and is not inside it. The one is what that came out of, beyond being, beyond intellect, beyond even the name, the one, which he uses almost apologetically because language has to do something. Which means the technique cannot be to add anything. Not a feeling, not a vision, not a state you collect. His instruction in the 5th Ennead is 2 words of Greek. Take away everything. Apharesis, subtraction. You strip off what the soul gathered on the way down. Possessions, reputation, appetites, images, thoughts. And finally, the one doing the stripping. Then comes his strangest claim, and he flags it himself, warning that he's about to break with received opinion. Not even your soul, he says, sank all the way down. Part of it never left the intelligible realm at all. It is up there right now, while you sit here, and you have never once noticed. Listen to that precisely. It doesn't mean you're secretly touching the one. It means part of you permanently occupies the level that everyone mistakes for the summit. And the last step is still ahead of you, and it's the only one that counts. The Neoplatonists who came after him, Iamblichus, Proclus, threw the whole doctrine out, which sounds impossible, until he hands you the image. Withdraw into yourself and look, he says. And if you don't find beauty there yet, do what a sculptor does. A sculptor adds nothing. He cuts away here, smooths there, makes one line lighter, another cleaner, and you are both the sculptor and the stone. Never stop chiseling your statue. Then consider the arithmetic. Porphyry lived beside him for 6 years, from the master's 59th to his 65th. In all that time, he tells us, Plotinus reached union 4 times. Porphyry himself managed it once, at 68, and was moved enough to write it down. This was never a weekend. It was a life spent chiseling. That treatise Porphyry set at the very end, the one on the one, closes on the only line of Plotinus most people know. The flight of the alone to the alone. It was never about loneliness. Alone means unmixed, unmultiplied. Nothing left clinging to it. Not a journey then, just what remains, once you finally put everything else down. Hey guys, this is my presentation on Plotinus's The Enneads. If you found some insight, don't be afraid to like and share. And it's been an honor sharing the world's wisdom with you guys.